Hello everyone, happy holidays. As you can see, the set got a bit of a makeover. That's because this is a very special holiday edition of the Rugged Edge Survival Guide, a Premio podcast. And today we are doing a case study on someone's digital transformation. He kind of speaks for himself. I don't want to spoil the surprise too much, but we have a bit of a special guest on the podcast today. I'm your host, Daniel Litwin. Once again, let me tell you, you're in for a treat today. Christmas is just around the corner, and while most of us are busy making our wish lists, there's a very special someone up north with his team of elves that's tackling one of the busiest seasons ever. But here's the thing, managing billions of toy orders, overcoming production delays, and navigating the harshest conditions on Earth is no small feat. And so, traditional methods just don't cut it anymore, both in the workshop and in the larger ecosystem of toy delivery. That's why, and again, I can't really keep the secret anymore, that's why Mr. Santa himself has turned to the power of technology to level up his workshop and toy delivery operation. And guess who he turned to? Hint, hint, you're watching their podcast. So today, we're going to be diving into how Premio's rugged edge computing solutions are powering a complete digital transformation at the North Pole, enabling Santa's workshop to handle unprecedented global demand with precision and speed. Plus, we're not just talking about cutting-edge technology. We're going to have the big man himself, the CEO of Cheer, Santa Claus, joining us to share his firsthand experience of this incredible transformation and why he turned to Premio in the first place. So, stick around as we unwrap the story of how automation and edge AI are keeping the magic of Christmas alive for this new era, one perfectly crafted gift at a time. So, let's go ahead and dive in. So, as we all know, folks, there's no one who's more of an ultimate logistical expert than Santa Claus, who has to deliver gifts to literally billions of children in one magical night. We're talking less than 24 hours. I mean, I guess you could give him a generous 24 hours if we want to span that midnight that stretches across the globe. But again, this is no small task. Even the most seasoned operations require innovation, though, to keep up with the times, and delivering presents the same way you used to 150, even 20 years ago just doesn't work the same. So this year, Santa faced his toughest challenge yet. Increasing global demand for toys. A workforce shortage of elves. I know that's familiar for our viewers out there. A workshop located in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Supply chain mix-ups. I mean, this was a tough one, and it was all adding up to a recipe for potential disaster as the Christmas season approached. But to make matters even trickier, Santa's reliance on the cloud for storing all the wish lists from kids worldwide was starting to show its limitations. While the cloud is perfect for managing massive amounts of data, Santa realized he needed faster, real-time solutions to keep up with toy production and automation demands, as well as better logistics for toy delivery. That's when he stumbled upon an absolute game changer, Premio, and more importantly, Premio's Rugged Edge Survival Guide and our recent webinar series. If you're unfamiliar and this is your first time tuning in, based in sunny LA, Premio has been designing ruggedized edge computing solutions for over 35 years. They're the pros in the space. And their expertise and innovation have made them a global leader in creating solutions tailored for the harshest, the most extreme, the most rugged of conditions, just like the North Pole. So Santa actually found Premio's webinar series, aptly named the Rugged Edge Survival Guide, the Rugged Edge Webinar Series, and it was a light bulb moment for Mr. Claus. Over 5 insightful episodes, Premio broke it all down and explained the fundamentals of edge computing, explaining how it complements the cloud by enabling faster automation and real-time decision-making at the source. From powering AI robotics to streamlining factory operations and challenging environments, Santa was able to learn exactly how edge computing could upgrade his toy factory with industrial-grade solutions that were built to last. And these webinars didn't just offer theory, they provided actionable insights for Santa that he could take back to his elves immediately and put to work. So, if you're looking for an edge, pun intended obviously, in optimizing your own operations, we want to make sure you check out Premio's Rugged Edge webinar series because it worked for Santa, right? And just like for Santa, it might be the key to transforming how your businesses operate. But let's stop with the intro here. We need to hear from the man himself so that y'all can better understand how our educational ecosystem and our products and services, of course, which speak for themselves, but we got to get in the weeds on it, right? Why these were so attractive to and so useful for Santa. So, Santa Claus is going to join us here to share how Premio's Rugged Edge computing solutions turned his challenges into opportunities to keep the magic of Christmas alive for millions of children worldwide. All right, folks, the moment you've all been waiting for. We've been talking about innovation, we've been talking about edge computing and transforming operations, but now it's time to hear from the man who's leading the most ambitious digital transformation project at the North Pole. You know him as the jolly guy in the red suit, the master of holiday logistics. We call him the CEO of Christmas operations, the Chief Elf Officer. Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to Santa Claus himself. Santa, welcome to the program. How you doing today, man?
Well, thank you, Daniel. It's a joy to be here with you and all of our viewers. You know, I've been delivering toys for centuries, but these days, even Santa needs a little help from cutting-edge technology.
Well, Santa, it's so good to have you with us, and you're spot on. But I've got to ask, how does it feel to be embracing such a modern approach to running Christmas? I mean, you're working with AI-powered robotics, edge computing. I know you even invested in your own private 5G network, which, again, this is all quite the leap from the traditional sleigh and reindeer and the old school hammer and nails, right, for building little wooden houses. So, I mean, this is a crazy transformation.
Well, you're absolutely right, Daniel. While the magic of Christmas will always be at the heart of what we do, after all, there's no replacing reindeer power or the twinkle of an eye of an elf. Sometimes even magic needs a little boost. The growing demand for personalized gifts has meant more intricate toys, tighter deadlines, and an absolute avalanche of wish lists. I'm talking about the Dear Santa data pouring in every second. Without Premio's Rugged Edge solutions, I'd still be buried in parchment scrolls and scrambling to manage it all. Now, with their help, I've got real-time AI monitoring production lines, spotting defective toys faster than an elf can say, whoops. And when it comes to deliveries, their rugged tech keeps me on schedule, even when the northern lights interfere with my sleigh's navigation. Thanks to Premio, the elves can focus on what they do best, crafting magic, while I focus on keeping Christmas on time for billions of children around the world. Whoa, ho, ho.
Santa, I'm honestly blown away. Like, obviously the whole world is going through its own digital transformation, but the fact that you are experiencing this as well, and the fact that you've adapted so quickly and so holistically is giving me a lot of confidence that I'm actually going to get the gifts I was looking forward to this year. So thanks for that. And I know you've already had the chance to dive into this next part of the presentation. After all, it's what sparked your journey into rugged edge computing. But I want to make sure our viewers at home can see this, right? Because it is a must-see. And I know it's kind of what got you better educated on and interested in edge computing for your own workshop and toy delivery operations. So in the first segment of our webinar, we're going to take a closer look at the edge continuum, which is going to help define in a big picture how edge computing is evolving as an industry, which is a really important starting point for better understanding how you can invest in edge computing for your own operations. You got to know how is the whole segment evolving, and where is it fine-tuning its products to match very specific use cases. So we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Premio's very own Dustin C2 to help explain a little bit more. Dustin, all you.
Once you have a rugged, reliable computer sitting closer to where the data is being generated, you can do the real-time processing without any latency in place. Second would be the ultra-low latency reduction and better bandwidth without the reliance on the cloud, right? Imagine having to send data back and forth in the cloud for something that needs to be a real-time decision. It would take way too long. Third, a major one is enhanced security and privacy. This is only going to become more important, right? With more devices coming online, 75 billion, specifically. If you're able to do a lot of the processing locally without having to send the data back and forth, that eliminates the attack points or the point of entry. So you can actually have better security and privacy. Fourth would be the scalability and the flexibility. So with a lot of these newer devices, right, you can actually use those resources to create a mesh network of so many different machines that are relying on each other to ping intelligent data, and you basically get machine-to-machine communication. And I would say the most important thing with newer technologies, newer models, is this performance to cost ratio, right? The hardware that is being designed specifically from our perspective. We look at the best throughput per dollar, right? And how we look at this is we actually look at everything from the performance, how much energy it's using, the space it's going to take, the weight, right? All these are key factors that are tied into these type of applications like asset management, autonomous operations, freight monitoring. But most importantly, right, all those things that tie together, I think there's one key defining principle, and the keyword there is the autonomy, right? It's all about building out the closed loop of autonomy to where you can eliminate some of the human labor to where the machine is now able to do a lot of the decision making before the humans and get better as it learns more of the data, right? And a lot of the technology that's driving this to create the autonomy is edge AI, computer vision, combined with machine learning. And that is where the machine now has situational awareness to make the decisions for that closed loop of autonomy.
Per usual, an insightful conversation with Dustin from Premio's marketing team. Always good to get the breakdown on, again, what the edge continuum is. This is essential for understanding how to get specific with your edge computing investments. So again, Dustin, thank you for coming so prepared and giving us your insights. But again, I mean, the edge continuum is such a crucial concept, especially for operations as massive and complex as Santa's. So Santa, I want to bring it back to you. Let's break this down. Dustin outlined the edge continuum with such clarity, right, by dividing it into 3 key buckets, each tailored to different needs and different environments. And I can imagine how understanding that framework was a game changer for you when you were trying to modernize the North Pole workshop and your toy delivery operations. So Santa, what stood out most to you from Dustin's explanation of the edge continuum, and how did those 3 buckets help you figure out exactly what your workshop needed to succeed?
Well, you're absolutely right. Understanding the edge continuum was like unwrapping the perfect gift for my workshop. Dustin's explanation really hit home because it broke down something complex into 3 clear, manageable buckets. For someone like me, who's not exactly a tech expert, but knows the importance of efficiency, it was exactly what I needed. The first bucket, the near edge, showed me how we could process real-time data from our machines right into the workshop. That's critical for monitoring the toy assembly line and catching any hiccups before they snowball into big problems. Then there's the far edge. This is where things get rugged, perfect for the North Pole's harsh environment. Dustin explained how Premio's ruggedized computers thrive in extreme conditions, whether it's freezing temperatures or handling the nonstop hustle of peak production season. That's a lifesaver for us north. Finally, the cloud edge tied it all together. It helps us connect to the cloud for long-term storage and advanced analytics, like keeping track of who's on the naughty and nice list. But what really clicked for me was how the Edge Continuum works seamlessly as one system, combining real-time speed, durability, and global reach. Without that clear explanation, I don't think I'd have understood how to apply edge computing to my workshop. Now we've optimized every part of the operation. And let me tell you, Daniel, it's been a Christmas miracle for the elves and me. Ho, ho, ho!
Pretty incredible, Santa. And again, I've got to ask, do you ever get the chance to check out some technology events like trade shows? Because I imagine your workshop running around the clock. You must always be on the lookout for the latest gadgets and innovations that are going to help keep things running smoothly. Or, maybe to trick out the sleigh with some sick new gadgets.
Oh, you've got me, Daniel. I love a good tech show. It's like Christmas morning for me. Whether it's something to give my workshop an edge or just a fancy new navigation system for the sleigh, I'm always keeping tabs on what's out there. Reindeer are great, but wouldn't a sleigh with integrated edge AI and real-time data tracking be something? Imagine shaving seconds off of delivery time.
Yeah, that sounds like the ultimate holiday upgrade to me. I can only imagine what a little bit of, positioning technology can do for a reindeer sleigh that's got to hit every household across the globe in under 24 hours. So good work. And let me guess, Embedded World, the trade show, must have been on your radar this year. At least for me, it's where I find all the coolest tech for rugged environments and industrial solutions and the whole embedded computing ecosystem, right? It seems like the perfect place to pick up ideas for a high-tech workshop and, of course, your sleigh.
I've been following Embedded World for years. It's a treasure trove of ideas. When I saw Premio was there this year, I couldn't resist tuning in to see what they were showing off. They always seem to have the right mix of innovation and practicality, which is exactly what I need for my setup in the North Pole. The rugged edge AI systems they had on display, now that's the kind of tech that could keep my toy production running like clockwork, even in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah, and hey, we know the North Pole gets its fair share of blizzards, right? So that's an essential investment. And hey, from what I've seen, Premio's booth was the place to be. I can speak from experience a little bit. I had boots on the ground at Embedded World this year, and it was great getting to chat with the Premio team. They had solutions for every challenge, from automation and quality control to IoT connectivity, all perfect for someone with your particular holiday deadlines, that's for sure. So why don't we give the audience a little sneak peek at what Premio brought to Embedded World this year and showcase some of the conversations I actually got to have with the whole team. What's up, y'all? It's Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B, and we're here in Austin, Texas at Embedded World North America. Typically a European show, but it's planting some American roots. We're here to meet up with the Premio team, the leaders in rugged edge computing, to talk shop on some of the big trends that are shaping up the embedded systems ecosystem, where edge computing fits into that ecosystem, and the use cases in the markets that are driving specialized computing forward. So let's go meet up with the team and check out the show. What's up, Dustin? We made it, man.
The voice to B2B. Welcome,
yes, sir. Daniel. Thank you. We're here, Austin, Texas, Embedded World. It's a hot show. I'm seeing I'm seeing the hardware, the software, I'm seeing the IoT devices that are, making up this whole ecosystem.
Sure.
But I know this is a bit of a new show for North America, so fill me in. I'm a newbie here. What are we seeing in action?
Yeah, so first off, hello to our computing friends who have joined Premio on our rugged edge computing journey. A lot of those roots are tied to embedded computing. So just a little bit of a history. The Embedded World Show actually has been originally from Nuremberg, Germany.
Okay.
And that has been the forefront of a lot of embedded computing. So a lot of the major leaders of the world actually go to that show to showcase a lot of their key solutions for embedded compute. But we're in this digital transformation of edge compute. And I think America as a whole is actually recognizing the importance of semiconductors and what's that's driving for this new age of technology, new age of AI. So in Austin, this is the first North America show for Embedded World. Everyone that's at this show has their foot in some type of compute architecture or something related to embedded compute. So I'm extremely excited for you to be here to join me. It's because we as Premio for the last 35 plus years are here, honed our core excellence in design, engineering, and manufacturing of our computers. And these computers are industrial computing solutions that are being pushed into extremes.
Yeah.
So everything from wide temperature, shock and vibration, wide power input. These are the key defining things for mission critical embedded computing. So please join us, and we have a bunch of showcases to show you.
Yeah.
Just to share, we actually won 2 awards, Best in Show awards. So
nice.
Excited for
Let's
that one.
go. Yes, sir. That's a good one.
So yeah, but to kind of, very excited for the engineering team, the product marketing team. We put a lot of time and effort into delivering real world solutions that solve problems. So
Of course.
everything from our x86, RCO, 3000 RPL series, small form factor, ruggedized computer, super rugged computer, all the way to our new NVIDIA Jetson line, which is our JCO 6000 ORN line.
Nice.
Both of those products use different architectures, but both those products are at the forefront of Edge AI, delivering compute architecture, and won the Best in Show award. So we're extremely excited. Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. Well, we've got a full day of conversations, interviews with the Premio product marketing team, with some of your partners, breaking down more specifically how your rugged edge computers are really at the forefront of showing off what this whole ecosystem of embedded systems is really capable of, connected to key use cases like surveillance, intelligent transportation, embedded computer vision, rugged edge AI, you name it. How matched is the current state of edge compute with where the rest of the industry is at? And what direction do you believe edge compute is headed based on the other conversations that you've had today?
From my perspective, I can definitely see everyone's kind of heading to not the same path, but a very, very similar path in terms of like not even design, in terms of even chipset, where you can see other people using like the similar chipset that they want to go to because that's going to help them design the edge computer in a certain way where they're going to have a certain operating temperature that's going to allow them to push it to this direction. So you can kind of see that, a lot of people are kind of taking the same steps. And this is where you just have to find a way to stand out.
I'll piggyback on that one too. It's like one of the conversations I had, the takeaway, I asked them, like, what do you hope to see from the edge computing industry yourself as, depending on it for your solutions? And he said standardization. We want to see more edge computers out there, kind of standardized, how they operate, be ready for scaled mass deployment. So that's exactly in line with what you're saying. People out there want powerful edge computers, they want flexible edge computers, but they still kind of want the black box solution that they can standardize and deploy at scale. So pretty cool. What else did y'all see?
I think just kind of building off that, I think it is going in that direction. People want standardization, and I think to get to that point, we're still in this kind of, there's a push and pull. Like we're seeing a lot of people express their challenges, express their pain points, and we're building solutions off of that. It's like, okay, how do we counter this challenge? How we, tackle this? And then it's going in this kind of zigzag direction where it's like, we recognize certain ways, certain challenges, and we're building solutions off of that. And it's eventually getting to the point where we're able to kind of meet in the middle and eventually build that standardization. And I think for us, being agnostic to a lot of different type of deployments is one way that we're getting there, because, we're building, through our, whether it's edge with technology or just having, a wide range of IO ports that support, both, legacy, all, RJ45 LAN, USB, just kind of have that whole variety allows people to kind of just build that standard from there. So I think, this push and pull is eventually going to converge together and, become, the golden standard.
For me, I also think there is a growing demand for NVIDIA Jetson products because since edge AI is booming right now, we want more products that is more power efficient while also can thrive in a space constrained environment. So that's why NVIDIA Jetson is kind of growing in this era. And also, I think another trend is the integration of 5G and Wi-Fi 6E because we need like a lower latency, and 5G and Wi-Fi 6E will be very perfect in this scenario.
Yeah, so just to kind of piggyback of Lu Young's 5G discussion, I think that with more machines and IoT gateways being utilized, they all need to start talking to each other, whether it be an AGV AMR or even some kind of surveillance solution. By allowing our machines to talk to each other very quickly and very easily, you're able to have a very nice and streamlined facility that's able to communicate with one another without you touching a single button. And that's kind of what the era of AI is all about, is to automate and push AI to its limits so that a lot of the tasks are now automated and productivity is enhanced.
I mean, we're at an exciting point for edge computing. It's clear that the industry, is demanding a lot of capabilities from today's edge computers, but what is already here as a foundation, like what Premio is bringing to the table, it's clear based on the conversations I had today with folks where they were saying what they wanted to see out of their edge computing solutions. In the back of my head, I was like, Premio has that, Premio has that, Premio has that, So it's cool to see that your product suite is already meeting the mark. And at the same time, it's as you're like defining the edge continuum and all of these, different slices of the edge, you're further refining your solutions as the rest of the industry still starts to, fine tune its niche as well. So I see Premio as leading from the front in a lot of ways, which is really cool. And it's been a really validating show, like just seeing what y'all are doing, the wealth of knowledge you're bringing to the space, and the fact that the industry is asking for things that Premio is already providing. All right, Santa, it's time to get even more specific. I want to make sure that our audience understands specifically what investments you made and why. So we're going to get a little bit more solutions oriented now. If you could help get in the weeds here, right? We just want to make sure our clients understand how Santa maneuvered this and which product stood out for your rugged edge needs. So again, edge computing became the solution for you for a lot of this. What specific changes did you actually make at your workshop and for your operations?
We made a lot of changes. We implemented a whole range of Premio's rugged edge computing solutions. Well, let me tell you, these folks know their stuff. First, we brought in smart robots powered by Premio's RCO 6000 RPL and BCO 6000 RPL industrial computers. These robots are incredible. They handle the intricate tasks of toy assembly with amazing speed and precision, freeing up my elves to focus on more creative work. Then we added automated guided vehicles, or AGVs, and autonomous mobile robots, or AMRs, powered by Premio's JCO 6000 ORN AI Edge computer. These little helpers transport materials and toys around the workshop, making everything run much more smoothly. We also implemented IoT gateways using Premio's RCO 1000 EHL and BCO 1000 ADLN mini computers. These gateways connected all of our equipment and allow us to monitor everything in real time. And of course, security is paramount at the North Pole. We deployed Premio's JCL series computers for real-time video analytics to protect the workshop and our precious inventory. Finally, to keep everything running smoothly, even during power outages, we installed Premio's ECO 1000 supercapacitor UPS. This ensures that our operations are never interrupted, no matter what the weather throws at us.
Santa, that's a whole lot of edge computing. Thank you so much for breaking all of that down for us. And again, impressive that you went so gung-ho into investing in the ecosystem, in the foundations for digital transformation that are going to support the future of your operation. So props to you, some snaps for that. I want to turn it over to the product marketing team at Premio now because you mentioned a lot of products. I want to make sure that they can provide even more clarity here on diving into each specific product that you used to upgrade your factory. So folks, let's go ahead and flip it over to the Premio product marketing team so they can break down for us with even more detail the products that Santa mentioned here for us.
What's up, y'all? It's Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B, here at Premio's booth at Embedded World in Austin, Texas. We're doing some Premio product deep dives with the product marketing team. We're joined today by Mr. Colin Wu, who's going to break down the BCO series for us, do a little compare and contrast with some of the other Premio product suites, and of course, understand why this is such an important edge computer for the larger embedded systems ecosystem. So, Colin, great to have you here, man. How you doing?
Doing well. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited. The show's been great. We've had a lot of, people come and go, but, overall it's just been, a really, really fun experience to kind of be here and just really showcase what, Premio has and what we have to offer for the overall ecosystem in embedded computing.
Totally, man. No, it's really cool to see all of the software players, hardware players, the downstream IoT devices that are taking advantage of this ecosystem. And obviously none of that would be possible without the edge computers that often make sense of all of these embedded systems, and then obviously are the engine that power those downstream devices too. So let's learn a little bit more about the BCO series. I love we got our little Colin flyer here. I love that the whole team has their own flyer this year. That's pretty fire. So again, we got the BCO series. Per usual, we're breaking things down with the 1, the 3, and the 6000. So why don't you just start by breaking down the BCO in context of the R and the JCO, right? What makes the BCO series unique in the Premio product suite?
Yeah, so our BCO series really is our x86 semi-rugged industrial computer. This kind of is a line of industrial computers that are really designed for the industrial edge market. I know in our webinar that we spoke about, we talked about the edge continuum, and we kind of broke it down into 3 different buckets. And our BCO fits into that industrial edge that we kind of define in that overall bucket, where it's semi-rugged in design. It has a wide operating temperature from 0 to 50, wide power voltage, and the shock and vibration. But when you compare to like our RCO series that you kind of learned about before, it's not as rugged because we call that our super rugged series. This one is still rugged in design, but it's made in a way to give people in the embedded computing exactly what they need without going above and beyond what they might consider overkill or something like that. So our BCO series is that kind of scalable line with 3 different models, really giving them exactly what they want without that overhead extra costs or anything further. Where they're a little bit cautious about those kind of things. And with the IoT connectivity, the processing is right there. It's jam-packed all in one nice little box, and it's perfect and ruggedized to them.
Huge. Obviously, we're at Embedded World, so I got to know, in the context of this embedded specialized computing ecosystem, where does the BCO fit in, right? What kind of embedded systems is it taking advantage of, and is it facilitating?
I think one of the biggest key things is we talk about trends a lot, or even key catalysts driving, embedded computing. So AI is maybe one of the biggest important things that, is probably the hottest topic that everyone's talking about. But in addition to AI, I think for us, or the BCO series is really about IoT connectivity and also the convergence between operational technology and informational technology. That convergence between data being generated from devices and IoT sensors and different types of processing where OT kind of converges together, it allows an overall solution to really push itself to the next level that kind of really drives the overall BCO series, because as an embedded computer, it's able to easily fit into an overall kind of solution. It's able to kind of drive itself and just fit so perfectly within, any type of industrial automation or factory floor, or even a possible AGV, AMR, any kind of AI application. And having that ability to kind of retrofit so seamlessly into the kind of overall solution, I think that's where the BCO really shines.
Well, then let's start to break down some of the key features then here, right? So again, we've got the 1000, the 3000, and the 6000. Per usual, it's gonna increase in size and form factor, but with each increase comes an increase in performance and modularity as well. Obviously, the small guys, though, stay flexible for tight use cases. So let's get into it, right? What are some of the key performance, power, and tech specs for each of these? And we'll start with the one.
Yeah, so with our 1000, this is, like you said, this is the smallest small factor. This is kind of built around a 3.5-inch single board computer.
Okay.
And that's, a soldered down CPU with, this one specifically is our Intel Alder Lake N97. So low power efficiency in processing in that SoC chip. And then everything you see on here, then on that board, you see on the outside. So the 1000 specifically actually has two models, one with 2 RJ45 LAN and another with 3 RJ45 LAN. And then in addition to that, you have also, high-speed USB, serial comm legacy ports on the back right here, DIO, and also everything else that's really just all there on board for a customer to say like, hey, I don't need expansion. I have everything. You have the LAN ports, you have the serial ports, everything's on there for me. I can easily take this and put it into my solution. And it offers the low power processing and enough performance to kind of drive their whole application, their whole deployment. So the BCO 1000 for those space constrained applications where they might be a little bit limited on the space, they don't need high processing, they don't need all that, and it's just perfect for them to kind of just put right into that spot.
Love it. So what are some of the use cases then where you see the 1000 really shining? I know obviously the BCO series is more of an industrial line of edge computers. So where in industrial applications do we need something this small and compact?
Yeah, so I think the biggest use case is going to be some sort of IoT gateway. I think connectivity is really important when it comes to the BCO series, offering that everything on board with some sort of connectivity to whatever kind of IoT devices you need in a small form factor is going to be really, really important. You see a lot of IoT gateways from Intel Nooks all the way to, even potentially even smaller like that. So having this compact form factor that gives you exactly all the type of connectivity you need with whatever types of cameras, sensors, and everything that is going to be generating all your data is the most important thing. And that's 1000's where its bread and butter is be an IoT gateway for all these types of IoT devices.
Huge. All right, well, let's jump over to the 3 now, right? Again, with the 3000, we get the middle of the road, a little more modularity, and obviously a little bigger, which means more capabilities, likely stronger processing power, but I won't do your job for you. Break it down for us. What we got here with the 3000?
Of course, so 3000, it's the center, it's the middle, we call it a small form factor industrial computer. The reason why it's actually really great is that you're getting a step up from the 1000, but you're moving away from a SoC into a socketed type CPU. You're able to take, for us, we're able to take a mini ITX form factor board and put a chassis around it. So you're moving up in processing performance, but still able to maintain a small form factor. So this one in a socketed CPU, similar to kind of how our RC also works, where you're moving from small board into a bigger board, you have that socket type CPU performance in a smaller form factor. But the BCO 3000 itself, it's more IO, more connectivity offered and available on board as well. So very similar to our 1000, but just a really big increase in performance. And some people are going to need that increased performance because they're going to have more IoT sensors, they're going to have more IoT devices, they're going to need some sort of maybe programmable automation with the isolated DIO that you see kind of back here. And in addition, they also have the wireless connectivity, whether they need that kind of thing. So just more options in still a very compact size for the 3000. So it's really very snug in the middle, and it's just really giving just more capabilities from the 1000 as you kind of go up in size.
I love it. So yeah, you get more capabilities, but I like too that you get, again, more modularity with it. Tell us about some of the use cases where that modularity matters, right? Where you can kind of mix and match different, external technology or connections, right, to actually maximize the use of the 3000?
So, I mean, the 3000, it's going to be a lot of potentially, even it's going to start moving into that, edge AI applications, but, slowly but surely, not full on like AI, inferencing, but there's going to be a lot more applications that it's opened up to, but it's really agnostic because you're never going to know, what someone's going to exactly need. But in the industrial automation space, the 3000 really, fits perfectly, and especially like on a factory floor in the industrial edge market where, it's not extremely harsh environments. People are able to kind of just, have that capability, where it might be a lot of processes going on, right. And the 1000 is not enough to handle everything. So 3000 with that socket type performance is being like, it's like, hey, I'm able to step in because I'm able to offer, a lot of processing and then, space might still be a little limited, but they have the capability to add that in there.
Yeah, very cool. All right, well, last but not least, we've got the big boy, the 6000, right? Maximum in processing capabilities, obviously. It's a little larger. So what kinds of use cases are gonna need this kind of horsepower and size?
Yeah, so 6000 is really going to be for the AI work deployments, yeah, because the 6000, the key feature for this one is going to be the ability to have a GPU integration. This is the one that's going to kind of be the counterpart to our RCO 6000 series, but it's not going to be super rugged. It's semi-rugged in design, so it's very unique in that there's actually not a lot of other industrial computers on the market that are semi-rugged in design. A little bit more low cost, but still able to have a GPU integrated to help you, push AI applications. Some people may be running some sort of inferencing, maybe running some sort of AI, but they're not going to need like as heavy as an RCO unit or something that's going to be heavy. And BCO kind of really sits in there like, wow, you still be able to fit into some sort of AGV AMR applications or those type of things that you see the RCO tackle as well, but it's still going to be a little bit lower cost, and everything on board that you see from the 3000 to the 6000 is still there. Nothing gets lost, nothing is added. It's all there for you. It's all on board with the actual GPU integration, and that really kind of pushes it to the next level in terms of industrial embedded computer.
So the GPU integration really piques my interest. What are some of the use cases where a GPU is actually needed? I guess visualize, pun intended here for us, those AI use cases where having a graphics processing unit can help make better sense of the data, provide visual insights.
Yeah, so one of the applications I just mentioned, AGV, AMRs, automated mobile robots, like those kind of things really shine when it comes to inferencing with GPU, because the GPU is, has that, the processing to allow you to have, run the inference, run detection and everything. So if it's, for example, an automated robot that's on the factory floor, you don't want it to, bump into things all the time. You want it to make sure that there's anything in the way, it's able to detect it fast, able to detect it immediately, so it can navigate itself, without the guidance of the human interaction. The robot's going to do what it needs to do, and the BCO 6000 with that GPU is going to allow it to operate at this max capacity.
So it opens doors for spatial computing type of applications, I guess.
Most likely, yeah. But it's gonna vary. But it's gonna be very similar to kind of how we describe our RCO 1000. The really big difference is that when we say the semi-rugged versus the super rugged. Semi-rugged in design would still very able to withstand in those harsh environments, but it's not going to be as as ruggedized as the 6000. But
right.
Being able to kind of be in a space where it's still harsh, where you're still dust, debris, or power fluctuations or anything like that, right. And still being able to fit a GPU, it's kind of like one big whole package that you're not going to see in a lot of other types of industrial computers.
I like it, and that way there's an option too where you don't have to pay for an extremely rugged solution if you don't actually need one. Yeah. And you can take advantage of all the processing capabilities and still get that semi-rugged protection, I guess, right? Love it. All right, so as we wrap things up, any other case studies or use cases, it could be from any one of these, that you think really showcases the power of the BCO series and that showcases that right balance of semi-rugged, but still incredibly modular and flexible to handle some of the most innovative edge computing use cases out there.
For me, I personally believe for the 1000 itself is going to be that IoT gateway.
Okay, cool.
And for the 3 and the 6, it's really going to be an industrial automation application,
Nice.
some sort of automation deployment. So I mentioned factory floor a lot, because that's where we really see the BCO kind of shining. Because those are places that they're harsh, they're not the most ideal environments, but it's still in a place where it's not outside, remote. So people are able to really kind of use those in those spaces. So in industrial automation, where there's a lot of processing going on, robotic arm doing all kinds of things, it really allows the BCO to just be like, hey, this is the perfect fit for it. And then for obviously IoT gateways in a small constraint small constrained space is where the BCO 1000 is going to shine.
Love it. All right, well, you heard it here, folks. The BCO series is ready to help power your IoT connectivity needs and ready to level up your industrial automation game. So, Colin Wu, if folks want to find out a little bit more about the BCO series, where can we point them?
So they can visit our website at premioinc.com. They'll have all information from our BCO series and all our other, embedded solution products on there. And obviously, they can also go to the website and reach out to our salespeople to learn more.
Fantastic, easy peasy. All right, folks, thanks again for tuning in. We've been chatting here with Colin Wu, breaking down the BCO series. Head to Premio Inc., premioinc.com for more information. I'm your host, Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B. We'll be around here at Embedded World for some more Premio product deep dives. What's up, y'all? It's Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B, and welcome. We are live at the Premio booth at Embedded World in Austin, Texas. We're joined today by Mr. Ethan Dang, and we're going to be doing a little Premio product dive here, one-on-one. We're going to be breaking down various Premio product suites. Today, we're focusing in on the RCO series. Ethan, welcome. How you doing, man?
Thank you. Doing good. I'm glad to be here at Embedded World North America.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. The show is starting to pick up, man. The traffic's good. And now it's time to get a little more context on the RCO product line, right? How it fits into the larger Premio ecosystem, and of course, connect it to some bigger trends here at the show. So let's dive in, man. Why don't you just tell us again what this product is, on a fundamental level, but then in comparison to some of the other Premio product lines.
Sure. So our RCO series is our x86 super rugged industrial computers. And what's unique about it is that it's extremely durable for industrial applications and still provide plentiful expandability and scalability with edge boost technologies. What it's really used for is to be deployed into edge AI applications for Industry 4.0 applications. And when you compare the RCO 3000 or the 6000 or 1000 with our BCO line, these are our super rugged industrial computers where they're put into remote locations for the rugged edge bucket versus the BCO where it's put into the industrial edge. And just to elaborate on the rugged and industrial edge, the rugged edge is extremely remote and challenging, while the BCO is more put into like factory floors where maintenance crews are available.
So obviously we're at Embedded World. This is the embedded systems show. So we've got everything from the hardware to the software to the downstream IoT systems that are taking advantage of innovative embedded systems. Can you tell me a little bit about how the RCO series feeds off of and is part of this embedded specialized computing ecosystem?
Sure. So there are a lot of key market trends that the RCO series kind of meets. First being low latency real-time performance. All of these industrial computers are put on premises and they need to compute all that data that's being processed from the IoT sensors into an edge AI box like this one. And by allowing all the AI to be processed in real time, you're able to get different types of leading market trends like AGV AMRs,
Nice.
Surveillance cameras, and they're all doing this AI workloads all on premises and in real time. What's unique about it is that it also leverages Intel's processors. So by utilizing Intel's embedded processors, you're able to get extreme longevity as well as real-time performance.
Nice. So why don't we do a bit of a product breakdown now, right? Let's do some technical key features. We're talking performance, power, as well as unique technologies. Obviously, these all being part of the same family, they have a lot of shared specs, but obviously as you scale up in size, You also scale up in capacity, and there are some unique qualities too as you get into the bigger models. So let's break each one of them down.
Sure. So what we have here is our RCO 1000, which is our fanless mini computer. We like to call this our industrial NUC alternatives because it's the same exact form factor as an industrial NUC, but it's extremely durable. What's unique about it is that it's leveraging Intel's Atom X series, which emphasizes low power efficiency and real-time performance. The great thing about it is that even though it's extremely small, you're also able to get a lot of scalability out of it with edge boost technology. So
And that's here on the back?
Yep. So those brackets here, as you can see, those are going to be able to swap in and out and meet any type of connectivity requirements that an industrial application may require, whether it be COM ports, HDMI, DIO as well. And basically what we've done is that we provided a very small solution to meet any type of IoT edge requirements.
Nice. What are some of the use cases where you see this flexible but small form factor edge computer really shine?
Yeah, so if you check out our website at premioinc.com, you get to learn more about all the case studies on the RCO series. Specifically the RCO 1000, we have a case study about wastewater management. So in that type of field, there's a lot of metering equipment, gauges, measuring equipment, and all those IoT devices. Traditionally, a worker would have to walk out onto field, check out and make sure that everything is running in place. By implementing the RCO 1000, it's able to pull all those IoT devices into a single box and relay that message or all the telematics into the command center.
Nice.
That way the operator has an overall scope of everything, and if something needs to be alerted, it's already available on premises.
Then we jump over to the 3000. That's this one here?
Yep.
Okay,
that's the one.
cool. So what's unique about the 3000 compared to the small form factor 1000?
Sure. So first and foremost, our RCO 3000, the latest 13th gen Intel processor got released. So it's our RCO 3000 Raptor Lake. On top of that, we just won an award as well with Embedded Computing Design. What's unique about it is that it just shows that our R&D and engineering really put a lot of time and effort to make this product.
Yeah.
Compared to this previous generation, you're getting about 42% boost in performance,
Okay.
while still having the same exact form factor. So that's what's extremely unique about it. While from the 1000 to the 3000, you're able to get a socket type design. So the RCO 3000 is currently using the
Ooh, that's a heavy one.
Yeah.
That took me a second.
Intel Core TE processor for real-time edge AI performance. And what's unique about it is that it's utilizing TE model, which allows for 35 watts of TDP and also 10 years of product lifecycle support. So you're able to use this RCO 3000 for an extended period of time with no deployment changes or design redesigns.
Tell me a little bit about these unique brackets here. Compared to some of the other ones, it seems like this is built to maybe be bolted into place. Tell me a bit about why it was designed with this in mind and what kind of use cases this is actually tailored for.
Sure. So the RCO series actually all have very versatile mounting options.
Okay, great.
So you get wall mount, Visa mount, what else? There's a bunch of other different types of options that really allow the RCO 3000, 1000, 6000 to be deployed into a specific cabinet or onto an industrial application.
Nice.
And just to go off of the RCO 3000 again, we talked about how it's extremely durable. It uses an Intel Core processor for edge AI workloads, and also it has edge boost technology as well.
Okay.
Compared to the RCO 1000, you're also able to get a really unique PCIe expansion slot here.
Oh, nice.
Which is our Edge Boost IO expansion slot. And you're able to pull out and add different types of performance accelerators like M.2 for additional 5G, NVMe storage, or even a Halo Edge AI accelerator.
Oh, great.
All within an extremely small form factor.
Why does that modularity matter for some of the specific use cases where you would see this deployed?
So there's not all edge applications are the same.
Sure.
So there are a lot of different types of applications that require specific criteria. And by having Edge Boost IO, we're able to provide and meet those demands without having to do a full system redesign.
Okay.
And it allows for like a very quick time to market versus like having to start from scratch every single time.
Fair.
Yeah. So we made it extremely modular to meet all those type of demands.
I love it.
Yep. And on top of that, you also get a hot swappable SSD.
Nice.
And what we've noticed is that a lot of our customers really like that feature because they're able to quickly offload the data, switch it out, and add a new one back in.
Nice.
If I can get this in, there we go. But yeah, this is the RCO 3000 Raptor Lake, and it's extremely durable in a small form factor.
Huge. All right, our last one is the 6000. This is typical of the Premio product suite. You go 1, 3, 6000. 6000 is going to be the most capable, obviously the biggest. So walk us through why the 6000 is more powerful and what makes it the top brass of this product suite.
Sure. So as you go higher in real estate and size, you're able to get more performance as well as I/O connectivity. So as you can see here, you have almost double the amount of size, and you're able to get onboard DIO, CAN bus, power ignition management, dual LAN ports, and even support for legacy COM ports for any type of old school machinery. And what's great about the RCO 6000 is that it utilizes the same processor as the 3000, which is the Core TE processors.
Okay.
But for even higher performance acceleration, you get dual edge boost IO. So compared to the 3000, you're able to have double the amount of IO connectivity.
Nice.
And on top of that, you're also able to leverage edge boost nodes. And what's unique about edge boost nodes is that you're able to add a low profile GPU, SATA and NVMe storage, as well as PCI expansion, in a very easy and seamless way. So there are a lot of types of applications like security and surveillance that require a bunch of data. And the RCO 3000 can only handle 2, but this one can handle up to 8 NVMe drives.
Okay, awesome.
Yep.
So if you had to look at the whole product suite and highlight one of the real world applications where you see the RCO series performing at full capacity and really showcasing why that modularity is important, why that processing power is important. What comes to mind? What's one of your most exciting or your favorite use cases out there?
I think my favorite use case would probably be industrial automation, specifically AGV AMRs, because that's like the biggest trend right now. You're able to autonomize a specific vehicle, like a forklift, and just let it do its thing in a warehouse. And that's what the RCO 6000 is mainly used for, is to power all that edge AI, the resource-intensive workloads, on premises inside the forklift with extreme reliability.
What are some of the modular options that you would outfit the 6000 with for that specific use case?
Sure. So in one of our case studies, we're actually using a 10 gigabit ELAN port. And that's not available on board, but because it's using a LiDAR, or the forklift is using a LiDAR sensor, it requires a lot of data bandwidth. And what the 10 gigabit LAN does is that we're able to connect that very seamlessly without having to do any type of redesign or find another solution for it.
Love it. All right, y'all, you heard it here first. The RCO series is ready to serve your industrial automation use cases and more. So Ethan, where can folks learn more about the RCO series, tap into an award-winning edge computer?
Yes,
point us in the right direction.
Sure, you can always visit our website at premioinc.com, and you'll get in touch with Rugged Edge sales expert to really best meet your deployment application.
Perfect. All right, Ethan Dang with the Premio team, thank you so much for breaking down the RCO series with us today, and looking forward to doing some more content with you here today. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you so much.
What's going on, y'all? It's Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B, and we're posted up at Embedded World today in Austin, Texas with the Premio team. We're doing some Premio product deep dives, unpacking Premio's product suite, its variety, how each product differs with the last, but more importantly, how it fits into this larger ecosystem of embedded systems and specialized computing. I'm joined today by Luyang Xing. She's part of the JCO product family here with Premio. Luyang, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, we're going to be breaking down the JCO series here. Now, per usual, the Premio product lines have the 1000, the 3000, and the 6000 break. There's no physical 1000 here, but you get the picture, and we'll throw in some B-roll so you know what we're talking about. But okay, Luyang, let's break down the JCO family here, right? There's the BCO, the RCO, VI, and SIO, right? There's a lot of product suites. What makes the JCO product suite unique for Premio?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. So the JCO series stands for NVIDIA Jetson rugged AI edge fanless computer. So what's unique here compared to like our RCL BCL is it utilizes NVIDIA Jetson architecture. So it's actually the first product in Premio that utilizes NVIDIA Jetson.
Nice.
And compared to BCL, it's more rugged. It sits on the rugged edge. And compared to VIO, it's industrial computer instead of panel PC. So that's why it's unique compared to our other products.
Nice. So why is the NVIDIA Jetson special enough to warrant its own product line, right? Why is it so powerful, or what makes it something that Premio wanted to invest in so concretely?
Yeah, sure. So before NVIDIA Jetson modules, we usually use x86 plus GPU solutions to realize the real-time AI inferencing. But here comes to the problem is that usually the CPU plus GPU solutions will generate many heat because GPUs are usually very power hungry, and also it kind of take up many space because GPUs are kind of big. It requires some extra like weight and the machine needs to be bigger. So, but compared to that, sometimes we have to put our machine in a very space constrained place, and we cannot provide so much power. So in that case, NVIDIA Jetson kind of like designs like NVIDIA Jetson modules because it can like combine the CPU, GPU, and RAM on the same module, so that it can be like power efficient. Like the power range is from around 50 watts to 70 watts. So compared to GPU, it's really power efficient because GPUs can be up to 200 watts, and it's very space constrained, as you can see here. Like compared to like GPU computers, it's very like small form factors.
So you get that modularity and that horsepower, but condensed and tight and flexible. Okay, very cool. Well, okay, let's start to break this down in more detail then. So obviously the JCO's big, calling card is the NVIDIA Jetson integration. Perfectly timed being in embedded world to talk about the powerful embedded systems within the JCO series. But let's go ahead and start breaking down each one specifically, what makes it unique. So here is where the 1000 would go, right? Typically the 1000 is the smallest form factor of the JCO series. And of every Premio product suite, right? The 1000 is going to be the smallest form factor option. So tell us a little bit about the 1000, what makes it powerful, and why that size is critical.
Yeah, so the JCO 1000, it's entry-level AI edge fanless computer. So as you can see, it's like a palm size, so it's very ultra compact. And although it's ultra compact, it still has some kind of like AI performance. It can deliver up to 40 TOPS of AI performance by utilizing NVIDIA Jetson Orin nano modules. And also it's very power efficient. The power range is only 7 watts to 15 watts. Besides, it also has very balanced I/Os, like 4K display, like our USB, like 4 USB, and also LAN ports. So yeah, it's actually very balanced and kind of advanced in I/O as well. So and on the side, it has the side protection layer, so it kind of protect our like COM ports from like being touched randomly. Nice. So yeah, that's what I would say about JCO 1000.
You mentioned the AI use case alignment for the 1000. What are some AI use cases where you need that compact size, right? Where AI inferencing, capture, and data processing is happening at the edge?
Yeah, so for the JCO 1000, one typical use case I would say is inside June, because as you all know, like June is very small, compact, but it's also very flexible. It needs some machine edge computers that are also very compact and with some real-time AI inference performance. So JCO 1000 will be perfect for this use case. And also June can be deployed deployed into very rugged, very extreme environment, because there will be some like very extreme like disasters or wildfire. So at that time, like we cannot dispatch people inside that kind of area. So what people or some companies will do, they will use drones with like NVIDIA Jetson, our entry level NVIDIA Jetson computer inside to capture the data, to do the real-time AI analysis and kind of generate the decision to say what's the next step to do.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great example. You know, the fact that it is lightweight enough to strap onto a drone and not impact its ability to get into those rough and tumble areas is pretty great. All right, well, let's jump to the next one, the 3000. That's our middle of the road, right? But even for the 3000 compared to some of the other product suites that Premio offers, pretty small still for the 3000. Obviously still leveraging NVIDIA Jetson. So what kind of upgrades do you get when you move to the 3000, when you get a little bigger? Go ahead and break down that one for us.
Yeah, sure. JCL 3000 is a mid-range AI edge fairness computer in the JCL series, and performance-wise, it utilizes both NVIDIA Jetson Orin Nano or NVIDIA Jetson Orin NX, so it can deliver up to 100 TOPS of AI performance by using the NX module. So performance-wise, you will be in the mid-range. Yeah, definitely a lot of power, more powerful than the JCL 1000. And I/O-wise, we can see here is the NVIDIA Jetson Orin like 3000 like A options. It has like LAN ports, it has 4 USB, and it has OOB out-of-band remote management module. And on the B side, it can have like 4 LANs, 4 USB with also the OOB remote management module. So the I/O are also very balanced and advanced. They have the OOB remote management module. So when we want to deploy in the edge to do the edge computing, it will be very important, because lots of time we just want to do the remote monitoring, remote management. So yeah, we don't need to like dispatch people like in the like on-site, so it'll be good.
Okay, awesome. So then what are some of the use cases where you need that extra modularity, you need more I/O ports, right? Compared to the 1000, if the 1000 is really shining on, let's say, a drone, where is the 3000 shining?
I think 3000 shine in the security and surveillance application. So we have a customer that is the leading security solution provider. They actually utilize our JCL 3000 to do to put in the security and surveillance area. So what JCL 3000 can do is it utilizes NVIDIA Jetson Orin NX to do the real-time inferencing. Like before, our customer, they cannot do the real-time analysis, and then because they store the data in the cloud, they have latency, they cannot generate real-time decision. But right now with our JCL 3000, they can actually like analyze the data in real time. They can generate decision to say, if it's intrusion, if they detect some like emergency, do they need to do an emergency dispatch? Do they need to set the alarm, or do they need to call 911? So with JCL 3000, these problems are all solved, and it's just very smooth for them right now.
I like that. Right, cutting out that period of decision making and cutting right to the needed security solution instantly. Yeah, that's a no-brainer kind of use case. I love that. Okay, last one is the 6000, right? And I got to do a special shout out. 6001, a little best in show. Pretty cool.
For the Embedded World North America show.
So awesome. So obviously we're dealing with some powerful edge computing solutions here. And when you get to the 6000, like you typically do in other Premio product lines, you get maximum capability, maximum modularity. But obviously with that comes
an increase in size. So it's got to match for the use case where that size makes sense. So why don't you break that down for us? What makes the 6000 that much more capable, right? And which use cases align best with it?
Yeah, sure. So the JCO 6000 is the high performance rugged AI edge fanless computer in the JCO series. So what makes it high performance is it utilizes NVIDIA Jetson AGX Orin module, and the AGX Orin module is the most powerful one in the all NVIDIA Jetson Orin lineup. They can deliver up to 275 TOPS of AI performance, which is pretty high, like equals to those low profile GPUs. And the power range is from 40 watts to around 60 watts. So compared to GPUs, it's actually pretty low, and the size is also not very big compared to GPU computers. So it's very powerful and also power efficient, and it's kind of space constrained as well. And I/O wise, it has pretty enhanced I/Os on board with those like 4K display, USBs. But what's special here is it utilizes Premio's Edge Boost I/O technology. So these like I/O expansion slots, as you can see here, they're called Edge Boost I/O. So if customers want specific I/Os like USB 3, they want like more Ethernet, we can just deploy on these expansion slots to customize for the customers. And what's unique in the Edge Boost I/O in JCO 6000 is we actually designed the USB 3 with locking screws for the first time, because like sometimes when in extreme environments, we want to ensure that it's very short, kind of vibration resistant. So with the locking screws, it can make sure it's more rugged, it's more durable. And even though it's a locking screw, we can still ensure every port has 5 gigabits per second speed. Nice. Yeah, so I think it's very awesome, and it's actually the first time Premio utilizing that technology in the JCO series. And also, we use the out-of-band remote management (OB) module as well in the JCO 6000. So makes the remote management, remote monitoring possible without dispatching people on site. And we also have lots of high-speed vision cameras capability because of the I/Os on board, like USB, Ethernet. So we can support like USB cameras, GigE, PoE cameras, and also what's new here is we have the GMSL cameras connectivity. So GMSL cameras are kind of new. They have long cables, so they can be dispatched, deployed in applications like chalks without like sacrificing any resolution. Yeah, that's what's awesome about GMSL cameras. And it's also tested, validated with world-class certifications. So every JCO product is tested with UL, FCC, and CE. But for the JCO 6000, we also have the EMC conformity, like EN50155 for the railway certifications.
Nice.
So yeah, and we also have very awesome applications in the like robotics automation.
Love those.
Yeah, robotics automation, like as you can see, the robotics arms, what JCO 6000 can do is it can be put inside and do the defect detection because it has very strong AI performance. Companies can realize the real-time AI analysis, so they can capture the data. They can analyze the results and realize what are the defects in the real time. So that's one of the applications.
I mean, compared to some of the other product lines, I feel like the JCO 6000 is one of the most flexible. You're breaking down so many use cases, all of which are cutting edge. Use cases that I think are defining what's even possible with specialized edge computing. Really cool, and I think well-deserved, obviously, that it got Best in Show. If you had to highlight, though, what you think makes it a Best in Show product, of everything you broke down around it, what do you think is that competitive edge that gave it the gold star?
I would say JCO 6000 does really well in balancing the ruggedness and performance. So the JC06 is very rugged. It sits on the rugged edge because of the wide temperature, range, and fan design, extra durability, and out-of-band remote management, customable I/O, these kind of features, and also it can deliver a very high performance in a very power efficient and space constrained environment. So that's why I think it's very strong and powerful, and it shows the innovations of Premio's R&D, because we really did a very good design in the industrial grade design and the customizable I/Os.
Love it. Well, it's clearly catching the attention of the entire embedded ecosystem and obviously Embedded World North America. So pretty awesome. Congrats again on that win. And awesome, here you go, folks. We've got the JCO series powering AI use cases, incredibly flexible, balancing both capabilities with that rugged performance capability, right? And that rugged shell that can handle some of the toughest edge computing use cases out there. So, Luyang Xing, thank you so much for your time. If folks want to learn more about the JCO series, where can they go?
They can definitely check out Premio's website at premioinc.com and search JCO series, and they can know all kinds of information about JCO. And also we have Rugged Edge Media Hub. We have all kinds of technical insights. We have blogs, case studies to showcase all kinds of JCO related information.
Love it. We've done some interviews as well, Luyang and I, breaking down how the JCO fits into the larger edge continuum, right? Because there are lots of different edges out there. They're getting defined in real time. So understanding where the JCO fits into that ecosystem is just as important. So plenty of other assets on premioinc.com, premioinc.com, where you can learn more about the JCO series. All right, Luyang Xing, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure. Cool. And we'll catch you on some more Embedded World Premio product deep dive content here shortly. I'm your host, Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B, and we'll catch you here at the booth soon. What's up, y'all? It's Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B. We're posted up at the Premio booth at Embedded World in Austin, Texas. And we're doing another Premio product deep dive. This time we're joined by my guy, Yusuf Atlem, and we're gonna be breaking down a bit of a unique product line here for Premio. We've been doing a lot of these deep dives today, going over the JCO, the RCO, the BCO series. This time, we're gonna be going over their panel PC series, specifically looking at the SIO and the VIO touchless computers. So, Yusuf, welcome. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing wonderful, man. It's been a pleasure collaborating with you today, creating some good content, and now we get to, get in the weeds, really the bread and butter of why we're here, breaking down Premio's product suites and a bit of a unique aspect of your product suite, your panel PCs, right? So, again, we've got the SIO, stainless steel, and the VIO. Can you break down for our audience here what this product suite really is in the context of not only Premio's other edge computers, but also the bigger picture here, being at Embedded World, right? These kind of in the ecosystem of embedded systems.
Yeah, sure. So whenever I break down anything from our portfolio, I always like to use the Edge Continuum, which we talked about last time in our webinar. So within our Edge Continuum, we have our panel PCs. We have two of them, the AIO and HIO. They land in our industrial edge, bucket. And then these are where you can kind of go deeper down in the Edge Continuum. Okay. You're gonna find the VIO in our in our rugged edge bucket. Okay. The AIO and HIO are in our rugged edge bucket. Okay. And then you're gonna find the SIO more in the specialized bucket. Okay. Why? I'm gonna talk about it more, but the SIO is more specialized because it's specialized for, washdown rooms. Okay. It's stainless steel. You have IP66, 69K stainless steel made for very rugged, high temperature, high pressurized washdown rooms. Yeah. The VIO is still, it's on the higher performing side. You're going to have, obviously has the modular design. That's its biggest niche. You can use it as a, you can latch on in the back with its PC module. You can have its own industrial touchscreen computer, or you can just use it into, a monitor. You also have front panel IP65, allowing it to be on the factory floor, and so on and so forth.
Love it. So again, we're at Embedded World, so I'm asking all of your colleagues and yourself too, how you see these fitting into some of the larger trends that are shaping the embedded systems market today and the embedded systems industry, really, right? How do you see these being powered by some of the downstream innovations around embedded systems, right? What's powering it from the inside, but also what are these panel PCs helping to facilitate?
Well, panel PCs, their biggest application use case is obviously their biggest niche is HMI.
Okay.
And what I see from the industry right now, the biggest critical application is that you need is IT and OT convergence, and that's it's a big thing right now in embedded world. And you're taking informational technology, operational technology, and they go hand in hand. Why? Because you have a touchscreen computer that you can have the actual whoever's who's ever controlling it on the factory floor. They have a touchscreen interface, and they can still operate the same operation that they need and visualize all the data that they need, all there in real-time data on a touchscreen where they can just operate it right away.
Nice. Well, obviously, as these edge applications get more complex, and like you said, there's more of that IT-OT convergence, having an interface that you can interact with in real time to help refine the operation or get real-time insights is going to be key. So let's break down each of these products, what makes them different. We kind of already got a bit of an overview, but we'll get more into the specs, right? Things like performance, power, unique technologies, and obviously the form factor is different, and the capabilities and use cases are different. So let's start with SIO, right? What makes the SIO unique and what makes it stand out, right? What are its specific applications?
So the reason the SIO is in our specialized bucket in our Edge Continuum is for its biggest feature. It's wash down resilience. You have an IP66-69K rating. You have a stainless steel, all-around stainless steel design. You have an automatic pressure valve system. You have optical bonding that comes as standard. So all of these add up to a very, very rugged panel PC that can withstand, that can be withstood in a lot of environments. In terms of performance, we still offer two different CPUs. You have an i3 core and you still have a J1900. So you still need, if you need something for like efficient tasking, like an everyday task, nothing like too high demanding, you have your J1900. If you need something a little bit more, you have your Core i3. Not only that, but going back to the ruggedness, because its biggest feature, all your connectors are M12. So that means they're waterproof. Pull them, you're not going to be able to pull them. Not only that, again, adding on to the wash down feature, you have a touchscreen, a touchscreen enable and disable button. This way, imagine someone in a wash down room, you still need to have all the screen on, you still need to have all the data on, but you need to wash down everything. You don't want water like messing up with your interacting with the screen. Just disable it with a button and you're good to go. So you can kind of get the bigger picture of where this lands in terms of applications, in terms of, where it lands in the...
Yeah, well, what are some of those industries, or like if you had to visualize this in a washdown room, like what is going on in that washdown room, right, where this actual panel PC would be needed, right? Like paint that picture for us.
The easiest thing, my favorite use case for the SIO is with a dairy manufacturer.
Nice.
In the dairy manufacturing world, or in the F&B world, it's standard for manufacturers to wash down their factories every single day. So this is where a dairy manufacturer, they needed an HMI solution that can withstand a wash down, high temperature water, high pressurized water, and exactly. And this is where the SIO came in. The steam automatic pressure valve system, it's not going to explode. Water, you have a wide operating temperature, so you can still take in high temperature water, and it just checks off all the boxes for whatever they need.
That's really impressive. I love this, man. And just, you can feel, I would list it up if it would. Yeah, oh my God. But you can feel the rigidity of the design, and it's really impressive that y'all have the internal expertise and knowledge to not only design great edge computers, but also the interfaces that tap into and give a little bit of that real-time interaction to the edge computing operations and ecosystem. So really cool use cases too. Let's jump to the VIO now. So where do we see the VIO deployed? What makes it unique? I know you mentioned modularity earlier. Could you break that down for us a little more?
So the VIO lands in our rugged edge bucket in our edge continuum. The reason because of its modular design. Yet again, so its biggest niche is its modular design.
Okay.
The actual VIO is the screen. Speaking from the module from the back, you can have a PC module. It's a full-on computer. You don't need to hook it up to anything else. Or if you just need a monitor that's still rugged, then you can use our MX module, and then you can switch it up. And let's say for now you just need an MX module and you can use it in a different computer. You can use that and then just switch it later on the long run. In terms of features, you're getting front panel IP65. You're getting 7H hardness glass, so you're still allowing it to be on the factory floor. Obviously a fanless design, so you can still see it in very, very rugged environments, but it then features very high-end features, so such as a removable drive from the side.
Okay.
Imagine someone that's controlling their HMI solution and they have to take out the drive, or they have to swap out the drive for security reasons or whatever. Instead of having to dismount the panel and then mount it back up again and take out the drive, just take it out from the side and then take out the drive straight from there. You have more IOs in terms of you have COM ports, you have DIO, you have a lot of COM ports, you have a lot of IOs in general for you to expand on any connectivity needs that you need. You have antenna holes to even expand your Wi-Fi connection and so on and so forth.
Well, the fundamental modularity, the fact that you can use it either as a monitor with the MX backend, or the fact that you can have a whole kind of PC integration on here and it's a full operating computer, means that the use cases feel kind of limitless, especially when you talk about the rugged edge and the fact that new use cases are popping up constantly as the rugged edge develops itself in real time. And so, we could talk all day about some of the use cases, but which few really stand out to you as showcasing the power and breadth of how modular the VIO really is?
The biggest one that comes into mind is there's a machine vision manufacturer that used our VIO, and he wanted a machine vision computer. The PC module doesn't give that performance, but at the end of the day, it's an industrial touchscreen computer. He needed a machine vision computer. So he went with our VCO, but he still wanted to keep that, in the back of his head in case I just want to upgrade down the line. That's why he used our VIO with the MX, hooked up to our VCO, and it's still sitting in his factory floor up until today. And it's in his factory floor because, again, you have front panel IP65, 7H hardness glass, and so on and so forth.
That's awesome. So do you often see people mix and match and use the VIO with an MX panel connected to one of your other edge computers, like one of the J or B or RCO series? Okay, cool. So what are some of the use cases where you see that deployed, where you get like a family of Premio products in action?
So like I mentioned, if someone needs a machine vision application with an HMI solution, boom, they can use the VIO with the MX and then use our VCO machine vision computer. If someone needs a more edge AI related computer, such as the JCO with like an NVIDIA Jetson platform, they can go from there and then they can hook it up to their HMI solution with the VIO.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then down the line, if they want to upgrade and just use it as a touchscreen computer, they can still just swap out the MX to a PC100, and then they can go from there.
Well, I've really got my eyes on this one because the fact that it is so modular, it has the future proofing baked into it. So as your panels continue to improve, as you launch new product lines, I bet we're going to see some pretty cool new use cases.
Oh, definitely. Especially we're going to even push more of its performance down the line. Right now, this is on Intel Elk Lake J6413. Down the line, we can even put more performance into there because a lot more people are using HMI solutions with high performance processing.
Yeah, soon high performance is going to be the standard rather than like the upper layer. Yeah, exactly. Very cool. All right, man. Well, I feel like we got the full deep dive here. Again, folks, we've been chatting with Yusuf Adlam to break down Premio's panel PCs, their touchless computers here, right? We got the SIO and the VIO. Yusuf, if folks want to learn a little bit more about the panel PCs, if they want to kind of start to build their own product suite and see how it can fit in with some of the other edge computers in Premio's product portfolio, how can they learn more?
I'd suggest if you want to see our entire touchscreen computer lineup, go to our solution page at premioinc.com. That's premioinc.com. From our solution page, you're going to find our panel PC page. You're going to be comparing all 4 of our panel PC solutions.
Easy peasy. Cool, man. All right, folks, thank you again. We've been chatting with Yusuf Atlam here. Yeah, there's the handshake. And we've been breaking down again Premio's panel PCs. Head to premioinc.com to find out more. And we'll catch you here at the Premio booth at Embedded World for some more content and some more product deep dives and some panel thought leadership. I'm your host, Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B. We'll catch you on the flip.
Great stuff. Thank you again to the Premio marketing team for all of those product overviews. Again, it really sounds like you've truly embraced the future of manufacturing thanks to Premio, Santa. So product marketing team, that's all y'all. Great work. All right, Santa, we're going to wrap things up. To conclude, can you summarize for us what have been the biggest benefits of this digital transformation and this investment in edge computing at the North Pole?
The benefits have been incredible thanks to my partner at Premio. Our efficiency has skyrocketed. We can produce more toys in less time and with higher quality than ever before. We've also seen a significant improvement in communication and coordination throughout the workshop. And most importantly, my elves are happier and healthier. They no longer have to work such long hours, and they can focus on the tasks they enjoy most. My advice is simple. Don't be afraid to embrace new technology. It might seem daunting at first, but the benefits are well worth it. And remember, there are companies like Premio out there who can help you every step of the way.
Short, sweet, and to the point. Excellent advice, Santa. Thank you again. Look, it's been so great getting to hear from you. Thank you for sharing your story, giving us this edge computing investment case study for our audience. It's really inspiring. I know they learned a lot. So again, I really appreciate it.
Oh, it was a pleasure. And to all the good children out there, I'm looking forward to delivering your presents this year. Merry Christmas. Whoa!